Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Breakverse. I'm Aaron, your GM. I'm taking the party through a homebrew 5th edition setting. First off, we're going to introduce everyone, starting with Kat.
I
Edition
am
setting.
Kat, and I am
first
playing
off, we're going to
Scotty
introduce
Barbarian.
Okay, and Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Helistra, the Drow Druid.
Everyone seems to be frozen on Twitch.
Yeah, we're having some video issues.
Video issues.
Okay.
Let me see
Technical
what's happening
difficulties, I
there.
don't know if
All
you
right,
can
I
still
think we're
hear
back.
me.
I think we're back again.
Okay, we're going to pick
There
back
we
up
go.
our introductions with Jack.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jack, and I'm playing Ragnar Einherjar, Dwarven Paladin of Conquest. With coffee.
And Navarin.
Hi, I'm Navarin. I'm playing Alistar Amaranth, the half-elven bard.
Last time on Breakverse, our alliance of unpaid mercenaries descended into the Underdark towards the Platinum Kingdom of the Drow, exchanging their strength and as... That was poorly worded sentence. Exchanging muscle, being hired arms for transit and secrets that may lead them to malformed gods, threatening the stability of the material plane. As we set our stage, many of you are breathing heavily, injured. Sky, you're basically fine, but the rest of you have at least taken some substantial hits.
I'm a little injured. Just a titch.
Ragnar will.
I'm okay because I'm a wolf.
Ragnar will very grumpily throw the stump of what used to be a maul down on the ground. Yeah, because that thing's probably corroded all this shit now.
Yep. Ragnar, I believe your armor also, just keep in mind.
Yes, no, my armor's down by a point. Well, that was unpleasant.
Helistra growls.
Alright, folks, well, seems to things are cleared out a bit more now. I suggest you all get back to your rest. I'll sweep the perimeter and we'll keep an eye out, make sure nothing else gets too close for the rest of the evening. Or whatever time it is.
Evening. Risa will pipe up from where she is watching.
Thank you, Miss Risa. And Ragnar's gonna go investigate the perimeter and see if there's anything else lurking out there.
Helistra will go with.
Okay. Make me perception checks.
Okay. Whoops. Things are at advantage for some reason. 13.
Oh, wrong sheet. God damn it. Wolf sheet. Wolf sheet. Where are you, wolf sheet? Well, here we go. Relying on hearing or smell?
If you'd like to be.
Okay. Sure. 22.
Thank God there's a character that notices things.
So neither of you notice any other creatures coming for you. It seems that you got the last of the oozes. Hallistra, you smell out of the corner. You can smell and then sort of turn to see. It seems that Rise is passing around some popcorn with I have his Ghislaine, one of the drow that you previously recognized. Seems like they've just been watching the fight.
If the perimeter's clear, Ragnar's going to see if he can scrounge up a couple glass vials and collect any of the acid.
You probably have some glass vials from used healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make me a... Do you have alchemist tools?
No. I have mason's tools.
Okay, make me a dex.
Dex check?
Make me a dexterity check without proficiency.
That's a 6.
You managed to get 1 vial of acid and also take 3 points of acid damage as you spill a bit on yourself.
Fucking hell.
You're a little tired and winded to be doing this right now.
Enough of that nonsense. Ragnar will call everybody together and group up. Alright. Well. Everyone's still intact for the most part?
For the most part.
Very well. We'll have to keep a
Wolf stares.
good level of vigilance here going forward. Alistair and I need some rest. Are the two of you...
Yeah, rest. That'd be nice. Ow.
Are the two of you feeling capable enough for getting us through the rest of the evening?
Yeah, I should be good.
Looks at the wolf.
Since communication is required at this point, Hallistra will reluctantly and irritably go back to her normal, her natural form.
Okay.
I am fine to finish out my watch. Yes.
Very good then. Well,
And
you'll know where to find us if anything else creeps up.
Very well.
And Ragnar's gonna go to bed.
Okay. Is it fair to assume you all resume the watches as you had previously planned them?
Yep.
Okay.
I finish out
Scott,
what's
I want
left.
you to make me a wisdom save.
Oh, goodness. All right. That's a 20.
Nice.
Not a natural 20, just a 20.
Just as you're laying back down, in the back of your mind, somewhere that's hard to identify, you feel a sense of approval.
Okay.
And you can almost see a smile in the eye of your mind.
Well,
Yep.
alrighty.
And you drift off to resume your trance.
Okay.
So the rest of Hallistra's watch passes without incident.
Okay.
And
Wake Scott back up.
because you were watching her, Risa does go back to sleep after, like, basically as you guys do after the fight entertainment has ended. Yep. Okay. Now it's Ska's watch.
Yeehaw.
Make me perception.
Come on, good roll. That's a 9.
Okay.
Ugh.
You have dark vision, but you were not used to it being quite so dark without sky. even on the most moonless of nights, the stars still exist. There's still a little bit of light just to the natural world above. The light of coming sunrise, all that. Down here, it's cold and dark and a little unfamiliar. But you keep a watch out. Alistar, is it safe to assume you're sleeping?
Yeah, Alistar just sort of like staggers a few feet and just collapses.
Okay.
Like near to a bedroll.
All right. I want you to also... I didn't realize these things were the same save when I was setting this up. Make me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Wisdom save. 16.
Okay. As you sort of fall asleep, pretty utterly exhausted. If I remember right, you had a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Going into this too. You're pretty much utterly exhausted. You know you are dreaming as you open your eyes. You find yourself on a ledge of sort of cliff rock. Your feet on a well-worn path that winds through jagged stones sloping upwards.
Am I wearing clothes?
You are. As you
Screaming
look down...
commences. Sorry, carry on.
Let me finish telling you what your clothes are before you strip. Jeez.
No, they're there. This is a bad dream for him. That's just how he works. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. You said screaming, not stripping. Great.
Yes.
Slightly better.
That was not my fault. Sorry.
As you look down, you can see what you recognize as roughly monk vestments. Bandaged cloth around your arms, sort of loose flowing fabric. You can smell the familiar scent of a sea breeze, and sort of the ocean wind. You grew up in a seaside town. This is all pretty nostalgic, familiar. And as you are taking in your surroundings and begin to scream out in terror at the potential of a dream where you wear clothes, you hear a sound. A song, a melody carried not with instruments, but just with a voice. It is impossibly beautiful, more so than any music you have ever heard or created. Entrancing. And you can tell it is coming from somewhere up the path.
That must be pretty good. I better go find out what that is.
Okay. As you head up the road, this breeze increases to the point where it's sometimes a little hard to keep your footing. You have to like hold out your hand just to sort of keep some of the breeze out of your face.
It's
And
pretty windy.
Yep. Eventually, you reach the top of these stones to a rocky outcropping from which you can see the ocean far below, crashing against the side of the cliffs, swirling and all of that.
Uh-huh.
And you can see the source of this sound. A woman with silver blue skin and elven features and long curly purple hair that flows in this maelstrom of wind. She seems to be the one singing. She is impossibly large. You are basically the size of her hand.
I'm aware that D&D doesn't have a stat for anime eyes, but Alistar's stat for that just went to like 700.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, are you just going to listen, or are you going to?
Where is she in relation to me?
You have basically come up the path, and she is off sitting, essentially sitting on the brink of this cliff with her legs dangling off towards the ocean.
Huh. I go up to her.
She sort of looks around, seems to notice you, and smiles. It stops singing, but the sort of melodic, is that the word?
Yeah.
Yes.
Melodic sound continues in her voice as she speaks. Oh, hello, little one. You've stumbled quite a ways, haven't you?
Hello. Stumbled would be an appropriate description. Yep. Fallen, head over heels, also appropriate. All that kind of thing.
It is the natural reaction. So,
I mean, yeah. Last time I felt like this, I was looking at an exact copy of myself.
you're a curious one.
That is one of my many better qualities.
She sort of looks around. So, how have you stumbled upon me here?
I thought I was about to die. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but I thought I was gonna.
She looks, I can assure you, you are very much alive at the time. I have quite a
That's good to
sense for these things.
So I don't know? I guess that's... Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps it was your near death, your fear of death that brought you.
I am quite scared of death.
It is only wise for mortals to fear
I say quite.
the end.
I'm understating because I want to portray some sort of bravado. What? Slaps himself. Hang on, I'll be with you in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm back in the game. It's good. I'm fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah. She just looks out. So, where is your journey taking you?
I know this one. It's taking me to form the greatest band in the world.
How impressive.
Yeah, isn't it great?
I'm sure many generations will sing songs of that your band has brought to being. Little one.
Yes. Yes, they will. Definitely. Not any kind of, like, tales about how completely and utterly we wrecked the hotel at the after party. 100% how good the music was. Yes.
She will,
in. I meant in. That, yeah. That was me, the player, fucking up.
she'll look down Alistar, and especially now that she has actually deigned to look at you, she is freaking gorgeous. In this impossibly entrancing way. Well, if you are to be a band, would you like to carry my songs along with you and carry your songs back to me?
I will carry whatever you want me to. I will do anything and everything, and a few things that I thought I'd never do.
Seriously, there were things he thought he'd never do? Hmm.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I'd want to know what those things are.
That.
So do I. And I'm playing it.
I mean, I feel like Meatloaf wrote a song about this.
Okay.
What do I have to do?
She will sort of hold up, cup her hands, and you see some sort of fruit you have never seen before, form in them. It is probably larger than you are, given proportional size of things right now. And she'll pull off a small bit, almost crumb-sized in her hand, and hand it to you.
It is crushed under the weight of the giant whatever it is.
No, it's actually, she has pulled off a bit that is little smaller than a loaf of bread.
Okay. Well, that's some exactitude.
If that is your loyalty, then I graciously accept. And my gift to you.
One question. Who are you?
There it is.
Damn it, Jeremy.
I am the song that does not end. I am the whispered secret.
I know that one.
I am totally have my name on another page, lady.
Oh man.
I know her, actually.
Dramatic wonder
I met her at a
about
bar last weekend. And
See, now the problem is that I have the song that never ends stuck in my head, and I can't get rid of it, and it'll be there for the next 3 hours.
Thanks. Now so do I.
Yeah,
I don't.
join me on this journey.
You can call me Ritols. And you may call upon me if you wish, little one.
Spelling question?
Yeah, it'll be in chat.
Oh, yeah, cool. That's great. Because I have no chance.
Mm-hmm. No, trust me, these names are intentionally impossible to spell.
Thank you. It, as a mark of the hugest respect and pretty much the most that I can offer right now, I'm not stripping naked during the rest of this.
Yeah.
Just so you know, and that's a real that's difficult for me. That I want you to be aware of that, because I don't know how I know this, but I know that I'm dreaming right now because I'm not dead. So this must be a dream, and yes.
As you speak,
I'm overwhelmed. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up now.
As you speak, she sort of smiles. Carry many beautiful songs back to me, you little one, and begins to.
Just one thing. Songs definitely 100%. How do you feel about other forms of beauty? You know, like art or expressing oneself sexually. Just so I know what I'm working with here.
Whatever you may
shut up.
find.
Shut up.
And yeah, she doesn't respond to that one. Instead, she
shutting up.
begins that impossible song again, and you find yourself wrapped in the sort of impossible majesty of the music she creates.
That is unnaturally beautiful.
Yes, it is. But it doesn't bother you at all. It doesn't disturb you. It doesn't worry you. Do you eat the fruit she gave you?
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
like down in one.
And the next morning you awake as the rest of your group is also waking up, all of you having received the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, thank God.
Yay!
Woot.
As presumably others are packing up tents or prowling around as a wolf, something
Nope,
like
I'm
that.
not. I don't do that unless we absolutely. There's actual value in it, because I only have 2 a day, or not 2 a day, 2 a whatever it is.
Short rest.
I think they come back on short. Yeah, they come back on short rest, but still,
Mhm.
we are in a situation where who knows when the next short rest will come.
Mhm. Yep.
So true.
20 wisdom.
And Alistar, you feel very awake, very refreshed. As you
Excellent. Guys, I'm feeling great. I don't know why, but I am. Of course, there was this. I did have a dream. It was a pretty good dream. There was this really, like, amazing lady, and she was huge. And
You can
if you
stop
know
right
me-
there. We don't need to hear any further details. We can fill in the rest of the blanks for ourselves.
What? No, for what? For once it. Oh. Okay.
Scott wakes up
Hi.
and tries to find like a place slightly out of the way to just sit and like contemplate for a while, for a few minutes at least.
I need to pick a different spell because Carl Lightning is useless down here.
kinda is, yeah.
Hey, at least you can change them up. That's good.
And
you know?
Ragnar's
Yes.
trying to figure out if he can fix his armor.
Do I want to be really mean to
Do you
Eric
have
and
smith's
be
tools?
conscious
I do
and-
not.
Do you have mending?
Nope.
You are not currently in a place where you can fix your armor.
Okay.
You may be able to ask around about the possibility of getting your armor fixed, but
But we would probably have to get to a city or a village before that.
that would probably make it easier,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yep. We will be rolling at 17 for a little while then. And Ragnar will start getting everybody whipped up and into shape and ready to move out.
Um,
Hitching up the sled dogs, making sure everybody...
you don't have any sled dogs.
Mush!
And
Mush!
the horses are handled by the one overseeing this journey. But yes, everyone gets up. The paying customers you're accompanying are all pile back into the carts. You guys pop out alongside. Ska, what are you doing? Or are you just
She's just kind of like not exactly praying, but kind of praying. Just holding on to her
About
little
anything
necklace of Anders, and like basically just happy that she's still alive and that nobody died.
about anything specific, or just like I'm glad I'm not dead?
In general, like glad that her party is alive, that nobody got killed, nobody got seriously like hurt. Yeah.
As you're sort of absorbed in that thought, you turn around and notice that Risa is suddenly behind you. And she'll start in giant. So, you had a fun fight. That was a nice one.
Skull will reply in giant. Yeah, but I have no more javelins now.
You won me some pretty coin.
Oh.
But yeah, they'll tend to eat up armor and equipment.
Yeah. Never fought one of those before.
Now you have new experiences.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like that's the only new experience you're partaking in, though.
No, I've had a lot of new experiences lately.
She'll sort of look down and... Oh, no, she doesn't need to make a roll for that. That's just innate. Cool. Sort of examine your little talisman for Anders that you're holding out. She'll... that's not gonna work. I mean, if it does work, you should probably run very far away in the opposite direction and burn it. But it's not gonna work.
Scott will kind of look at her confused. What do you mean?
And she'll just sort of sit cross-legged across from you, giving a slight wave to the rest of the caravan to continue setting up and leave her alone. So, I might not know the details, but I know the path that you're looking at and what you might want out of it. I have a sense for these things. And I can tell you that that one's not going to bring you where you want to go.
Okay.
When we break for lunch, think about it. When we break for lunch, if you're still confused or thinking or want to know more, come find me. This entire conversation was visible to the rest of you, but took place in Giant.
Yep.
Cool.
And she'll hop, skip up, yell something in Undercommon across to the for Halistra's benefit, basically just, okay, let's get going now. Hop up onto the front of the carriage.
Very well.
Yeah. And you all set out for a second day.
Yes.
On the road again.
Again, these roads are underground. They're sort of in the darkness and also in sort of labyrinthy crisscrosses. A few times you pass by other caravans, but none of them seem to stop you or give you trouble. Though both do sort of slow down, suspicious, cautious when encountering each other. And you move at a forced march for another half day before the camp breaks. Not like just to give the horses some rest and to serve food
Cool.
for lunch.
And
Unless there was
Scout
anything
will...
you guys were hoping to do on the road that I just...
Nope, just survive. Just survive until the next town.
Sorry, I've been the always fun person whose magic is divinely based, trying to figure out what spells you are utilizing.
You were on the road. Is there anything you wanted to do before lunch?
Not particularly, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm
He's just
trying to write down that song. I'm trying to see if I can remember any of the notes in it or anything else about it.
You're trying, and you're getting notation down, and you're getting things down, but As you look at any words you try and put to it, any notes you try and comprehend it with, it feels like there's something missing. Like, this would certainly be a very pretty song, but there's something that makes her singing more than just these things.
But certain something, I don't know what.
Yeah, at this time, you're like, yeah.
So yeah, no, Halister is just sort of walking along, looking generally discontent, which really isn't that different from the look she normally wears, anyways. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doopy doopy doo.
Yeah. So the camp breaks for lunch. All of you are served good steaming hot food. It is exhausting journeying. None of you have a level of exhaustion yet, but you've been going at a forced march for half a day, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott will absolutely find Risa.
Okay. Yeah. Risa finishes preparing everyone else's food, translates a few things, sees you, and sort of heads over, not like back towards the cooking fire, where away from both the group of guests and your own party. She'll sit down and gesture for you.
I'll sit.
So you're willing to take my advice?
At this point, I'm willing to take advice, yes.
She would have started in common. Would Scott have switched or stayed?
If she starts in common, Scott will stay in common.
Okay. What you're looking for is a spark. Maybe you would call it divine inspiration. Maybe you'd just call it something from beyond. Something very personal or very social. It can vary depending on the person. But I can tell what you're looking for, just not what form you are hoping it'll take. So what are you looking for, in your own words?
I wish I knew exactly.
Let me put it another way. And she'll sort of tap wherever you have put away that talisman.
It's just around her neck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She'll tap that talisman. What are you hoping this will do? What form will your power take? When you touch that and you feel the possibility, the potential, what magic do you see it bringing to the world?
I honestly don't know. I just know that... And she'll, like, hold on to it, onto the talisman. I just know that I miss my friend. And I wish I'd been able to help.
The magic to return the dead, then? Or the magic to prevent further death?
Magic to prevent death to start with.
She'll hold out a hand. I can help you find that magic and find the connection you might need to enact it. But I'll need something to start with, something of value. It doesn't have to be your pendant. It could be if you prefer. It could be a blade. It could be just a twig you happen to really enjoy having.
See a thing real quick. Okay. Ska will pull out the piece of melted metal that came from the ashes of Andrew's body.
Yeah. Yeah, the chunk of metal that wasn't sold.
Yep.
She'll sort of take that, if you give it to her, take it in her hands, fold her hands around it. And you can see this greenish black light in between her palms that slowly changes, pulsing between green, this sickly green and luminescent gold. And subtle purple swirls throughout it the entire way.
Great.
And as she opens her hands back up, there is the material has transformed from indiscernible metals to pure platinum.
All right.
In sort of the outlined shape of a clover, with a 3-leafed clover, with sort of a circle like you would put a pendant through in the base where the stem is.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
So it would
she'll
hang
hold
upside
it.
down?
Yeah, it would hang upside down if you had it around your neck. You could also clearly wear it as a bracelet. I think I described the shape well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she'll hand that back to you.
I'll take it and hold it. Just kind of stare at it for a few moments.
That will guide you where you were hoping to go with the other one. And again, I warn you, if the other one starts to work, run away. And then she'll sort of resume her incredibly happy demeanor. Okay, so I'm gonna go make sure all of the dishes are done before we pack up. See ya, bye.
And she'll say in giant, "Thank you."
And back in giant, of course, happy to help. Now, because there is a chance, because she rolled shit on her stealth check, Helistra, make me a perception roll.
Okay.
Actually, Ragnar can also make this roll.
Cool. Hey, that's a natural one.
Can make this roll
So-
and did make this roll.
15, which is actually 23.
Okay. Yeah, it says 23 for me.
Yes, sorry. It's a natural 15, so it is a 23.
Okay. I was a little confused. I'm slow.
Sorry, no, that was poorly worded.
Helistra, about halfway through this conversation, you can hear some of the language filtering over. You don't get the initial context, but you do hear her offering assistance and asking what powers Ska is hoping to gain.
Okay.
But before you've like gathered yourself enough to act on it, she's already gone. This happens very quickly from your perspective.
Gotcha.
Ragnar is just pretty much wandering around the outskirts of wherever we've parked for the break. Alternatively, trying to keep an eye on what's going on and scowling at the unwanted acid etching on his armor.
Yeah.
I feel like no, I didn't. Oh, that's right. They don't have that. You know, if somebody has, if somebody with performance-based magic has mending, that might be useful for you. I don't know if that somebody does, but
I don't think I get mending, do I?
I don't think
Pretty
it's a
sure
bard
mending
spell.
mending isn't a bard cantrip.
I don't think it is.
Definitely a cleric and a wizard spell. I'm not sure if anyone else gets it.
Not sure.
Interesting. I could have sworn.
Oh
it was
no,
a bard-
I guess it is. Yeah, I just didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is also a druid spell. It's just our druid doesn't have it either, I don't believe.
No, because our druid doesn't give a shit about man-made things.
Right.
And
There you go.
Yeah.
I only
No,
remember.
I don't-
I only always remember it because I have a cleric whose two cantrips are prestidigitation, because I can't whichever one allows you other, and mending, so they always look perfectly fine no matter where they are in the wild.
Right.
Yep.
Totally.
You always look your best.
Clean up and
Anyway.
patch.
Yep.
Scott will kind of stay there for a little bit, just kind of thinking about everything for a moment, and then put her newfound pendant, kind of like in her armor, kind of toward her heart.
Sure.
Because it'll be safe, right there, and then join the rest of the group.
All right. And as you're picking up to go back on the road, anything anyone wants to do?
Nope.
Nope.
Jeremy, I think you may be muted.
I'm not muted.
Oh.
He's just being quiet and opening
I
his
was
mouth
being
randomly.
quiet at that moment because I'm trying to figure out if Halistra's going to say anything.
Sure.
I don't think she is at this moment. She is just going to be keeping an eye on the elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Ragnar just completely had no clue. He's too busy looking at his armor.
I mean, it is a significant downgrade, even if it's only a little bit.
I also kind of love the fact that Alistair didn't even have to make the check because it's Alistair. He doesn't pay attention anyway.
Nope.
Alistair had no potential to know what was going on, actually. Like, whether or not Alistair heard the words, he would not have had enough context to figure out what was being said.
All reason to do so.
Exactly.
All right.
I just like the idea that the drow is keeping an eye on the elf for potential signs of bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like somewhere there's a Harper like, ow, it's not even in this realm, but something seems wrong.
Hey,
Thanks.
elves can
Stop
do
it,
evil
dude.
things and drow can do good things. And drow can reasonably be very suspicious of elves doing things that are bad for them.
This is entirely true, except for an established Forgotten Realms lore, unless your name is Trist.
Yeah, this is why I don't
and
play
your
in
elf's name-
existence settings.
And your elf's name is Artemis. Oh wait, he's human. Anyways, sorry. Doo-dee-doo. We're walking.
You are walking. Someone rolled me a D100.
I'll do it. I like rolling D100s. 86.
All right. The rest of the walk is apparently uneventful. And I want you all to make me Constitution saving throws.
Of course. 21. Finally, I roll a decent.
Nat 1, which is a 6, but it's still a nat 1.
Same as Scar without the nat 1.
7.
Okay. So the three of you have one level of exhaustion. Ragnar, you're fine.
I'm sturdy.
Ragnar, you're just like, okay, walk. This isn't that much different from doing hard labor on a ship.
Hardy are the race of dwarves.
Or that.
Do I get to use Ragnar for, like, piggybacks? Is that a thing that I can attempt?
If you don't want a dick anymore.
I was gonna say, you can attempt it,
Okay.
but
You can attempt. You can also attempt by asking. I know what the roll would be if you want to just physically attempt it first.
Grapple.
I know.
Out of character, I'm just like, Ragnar, please, for God's sake, summon a horse. Why is there not a horse right now? I'm so tired. Right. In character, I'm just upset.
I'm just upset.
All right. So yeah, getting back to the point again of exhaustion just after you slept it off. Unless there's something that's going to happen on the road, you end your second day of travel. Camp is set up. Similar to last time, this seems to be an established camping spot. The fire pit is lit. Food is served. You all are expected to take watch, as that is your job.
Yep.
Scott will
doing
ask
what
for
watch?
first.
Ragnar's going to check and see if any of the passengers have smithing tools on them.
I think Scott said
First.
he was first. I'll take second again.
I'll take third.
What watch are you putting Alistar on?
First.
Okay.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know who's on third.
I don't know. Third base. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm not sure which variety of base jokes we're making, but I'm looking at you guys frowning.
Abbott and Costello base jokes. It's
Yes.
baseball. And I'm not even American.
You're not?
So
Really?
I'm sat there. Does the accent give it away? How about the
So Ragnar was gonna look for smithing tools.
Yes.
the near constant disdain?
Just make me. Actually, how are you gonna go about this? Just gonna go.
I'm
and
just
ask?
gonna go ask people, yeah.
Okay. The first few people you talk to sort of look at each other, wave Risa over in confusion, because they do not speak common.
Need to attempt a bit of an armor patch job here, Miss Risa. Do you know if anybody's got the tools for that around?
Risa, I can ask, and sort of says something in undercommon to the passengers. One of whom does speak up, because that is technically what he can do. Sorry. He'll say so. You actually don't know them apart, but one of the drow that Halistra seems to have been keeping away from will say something back to Risa, and she's like, he's got tools, not for free, but he can patch up your armor.
All right, what's he asking?
So he doesn't think you have enough gold, so he says, tell him something entertaining. Thinking about how the one over there. I think he meant Halistra.
Fair enough. I suppose you'll be doing the translating then, because I don't speak. He apparently doesn't speak my language.
She'll whisper something real quick to him. He'll nod. She'll tap him and cast tongues on him
Okay.
real quick. And he'll. So I hear that you need this armor repaired.
Hey, yeah, it took a bit of beating when we were fighting off those amorphous globs, and if we could get it patched up, I'll be able to do my job of protecting you and the rest of your traveling companions a bit better. But I hear that you're asking for stories in exchange.
Yes, I am.
Well, as far as your potential kinswoman over there goes, she's got a bit of a temper on her. And he will tell the story of waking Alistar up out of the crow's nest using infestation to the point where he falls out and crashes onto the deck.
Make me a performance check.
Okay.
With advantage, because that was a pretty funny thing that happened.
14. God, I'm rolling like shit today.
Yes, it's just never been the most charismatic of our brethren.
Then, of course, there was the time that the bard and her were fighting off Sahuagin, and she turned into a lion or a tiger or something?
She's a lion.
Right. He immediately assumed somehow that the Sahuagin had gotten a predatory cat on their side and attempted to ride the lion. Yeah, that was a bit amusing as well.
I have never seen Sahuagin travel with lions, only fish.
This might be, yes, it might be a bit more of a story about how stupid the half-elf is rather than the interesting tactical stratagems employed by our drow friend over there, but for what it's worth, there's never a dull moment with those two.
Fascinating. Yes, the half-elves can be a bit lame. Lame? Is that the magic? I assume it translates well.
I'm picking up what you're laying down there, lad.
And he'll take your armor. You'll have it back before third rest and fix it.
Sweet.
Because that's what happens when your drow friend comes from a mercantile house. You do notice that while he speaks to you, he never gives away anything about like himself or his relationship to Halistra. Just asks you like a few questions that lead to the stories that you tell him.
Okay. Yeah, Ragnar probably doesn't care.
You don't have to care to notice.
Nope.
No. And first watch is Sky and Alistar.
Alistar is sat up by the campfire, or whatever it is we have,
Campfire. Yeah.
playing on his lute.
Not quiet at all. Got it.
Nope. Scar, let me tell you the one. Let me sing you the one about the wondrous wall. Anyway.
Oh dear God.
Oh my god.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Guess
It's an
who's got his
incredibly
knowledge back?
depressing story about the frost wall, actually.
Yeah.
Tragic, bloody conflict that ended in put ice here.
Alrighty then. Ska will only half listen because she's actually trying to do watch.
Yeah. Alistar, do you want to make me perception or performance? You can only make one of these.
Alistar has never been a character that's accused of trying to do well at D&D, so I'm making a performance check. But I have
Okay.
disadvantage because it's a skill check.
Yes, you do.
It's still a 13, so it's not the worst. Even
No,
Tom-
it's very good by other people's standards.
I mean, Alistar is he knows he could have done better, but he's prepared to put up with it because he's had a long day and he feels like he should give himself a break.
And make me a perception check.
And I'm assuming also disadvantage because exhaustion.
Yes, it is a skill check.
Yep. A 10. Not
You
too
keep
bad.
an
not
eye
too
out.
bad.
Again, it's really dark here, and you're tired.
And Alistar is playing and annoying me.
Yeah.
And throughout the entire thing, she'll randomly check and make sure that the clover pendant is still where she put it.
It does not disappear. It is still there, as solid and made of very expensive metal as it was when you started.
Cool.
Second watch would be Hyllistra, right?
Me. Yep.
Okay. Make me perception. I believe you also have disadvantage.
Yes. Also a 10. Because I rolled a 2.
You're not very happy about being back here.
No, I'm not happy. Okay. I'm not happy about being back here. I'm not happy about whatever the fuck is going on with the elf. I'm not happy that the dwarf was talking to I've got the name here. I'm not going to take the time to look at it to tab over to Slack to see. But I'm not happy because Alistar is making noise with his mouth.
And all of these things are irritating enough to distract you a bit from watch.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh God.
You rolled a 13.
Yeah, sorry, it's more. It's better than that. Not like the song's quite annoying to Hyllistra, I feel. The song itself.
It's not terrible performance. The performance about on the Gallagher's level. Sorry.
And we're going to speed past all of the music references. Yeah. So, third watch, Ragnar.
Okay.
At least you're not at disadvantage.
Doesn't stop me from rolling shit. I got a 3.
God.
3. Wow.
Ragnar.
Jeremy, what's my average at today?
8.5. I am currently the highest at a 9.67.
Yep.
Wait,
Okay.
what am I at?
8.8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The averages have not been very good today.
No.
Yeah, but so, what's it? Ragnar, you keep watch. The night goes, as far as you can tell, uneventfully. You don't necessarily know when it is dawn or daytime, but all of you get the benefits of a long rest. And you can kind of gauge this is the end of your watch by the others are getting up. They're packing up the stuff back into the caravan.
And do I know how long it is before how long we were told it would be to get to our destination, estimated travel time-wise?
You were told 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Cool.
believe you were also told, that is to reach the area, and at which point you will receive what you asked for. If
Right.
you wish to travel further in, it's not a small place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think someone explained the concept of a marching song to Alistar, and now he's just playing when the Saints go marching in relentlessly.
Oh, Risa definitely explained the concept of a marching song to Alistar.
but he's in on the it's plot relevant because you see he feels like, you know, oh man, the band is going to be called Alistar and the Saints. Yeah. I'll workshop it. It's fine.
That will not be a thing. You understand these, right?
What? When the Saints go? What? Sorry, what's that, Hellistra? No, it's just, don't worry about it. It's fine. For the 15th verse.
Wow.
All right. Well, back on the road then.
Yes.
And the last day happens. Someone rolled me a D100.
My turn.
Go
Okay.
for it. Get us a
70?
You found the beholder.
I was gonna say get us a something terrible.
4 red dragons. Huh.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've been writing this song.
Did they say 4? I could have sworn I heard 4, but that's not possible.
Do believe they said 4. Yeah. I
It's a
truly
full
hope
subject.
they are joking.
Well, it's okay. These 4 red dragons have formed a barbershop quartet, and they just want to sing Sweet Adeline at us.
Exactly.
Okay,
Fine.
so
I
there
love
is a
that
certain
song.
amount of bard jokes before there actually are 4 werewolves on you. Wait,
No, you see, I killed the shadow demon, right? So to commemorate the event, I wrote this song. It's called "Fear of the Dark." Hang on, let me play it for you.
Absolutely not. Can fuck right off.
And then we get attacked by what now?
okay. You do not get attacked by 4 red dragons, because that would be excessive even for me.
Thank
Found
you.
the limit. There we go.
I know what my limits are. They're mostly what level the characters are. But you all continue your journey for the last day. Okay, and yeah, you.
See, the thing is, if there were 4 red dragons, and I could sing "It's the Age of the Worms," and we know it.
Do you feel fine?
Despite all of
Are
your
you-
tempting me,
Are you fucking kidding me, Navarin?
Oh, man.
And he has hit his own light fixture.
Yes, I have, because I was
Uh-huh.
celebrating football style.
actually,
Golly.
have a question. Alistar, do you try and talk to anyone else more about the dream?
I'd probably just mention it loudly in earshot of everyone at some point during the day. Because it was probably quite a big, important experience for him, and he just talks about that stuff out loud and assumes people are listening. So if anyone would find it interesting, then so there was this giant woman.
Yeah, as soon as that phrase comes out of his mouth, Ragnar assumes it's another one of Alistar's sex dreams, and he is tuning him out.
Okay.
That would be a great song.
Alistar is just staring.
Okay, that reference I approve.
Yes, got there.
Complete deadpan, blank, emotional face throughout the whole thing.
Nope. He usually doesn't fixate.
You are a crazy person, as well as useless.
Hey, I'm not useless. I killed a shadow demon.
I like that you're crazy and useless. I'm not useless.
That's right.
What I love is that you're taking objection to the term that we have already canonized is simply a mistranslation because the words useless and half elf are the same in Undercommon.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
That's not a mistranslation. That's why they call them that.
It's a Hallis translation.
Anyway.
A roll. Now I just need the rock.
We have devolved.
And rockets fall and
Sorry,
everyone dies.
I was talking about...
Not me, I'm fine.
I was talking about my
Now
dream.
you're...
I was discussing and describing to you all how this incredible... I can't even begin to describe how beautiful. And she sang me this song and gave me this fruit. And I to be honest, I was kind of worried about what I'd have to do with it.
Sounds like metaphor.
Metaphor... What about meta 5? Can I meet... What about 3? 5?
Oh God.
What's a metaphor? It's for discussing the
Stop
game.
I can't. Do I have silence?
Just hush already.
See if I have silence. I do not have silence. Why have I put silence in my list?
I don't think silence is a druid spell.
Yeah, because otherwise druids would be able to silence everyone and get to the piece of nature thing, which is usually the thing that they are not allowed when in a party setting.
When I woke up, I just felt great. Like, it was excellent. I think I'm really... She wanted me to bring her songs.
Why do I not have hold person in my list?
That's your problem.
Yes.
Can
I get a religion roll maybe to?
Yeah, absolutely. Alistra, you can make me just a flat religion check.
Oh, good.
What's
This will go well. 7.
With a 7, like, some of the iconography he is describing sounds vaguely familiar. The exact setting and stuff doesn't, but, like...
She told me her name. It was...
Divine?
Sorry.
So, no, it's just that what Alistar just said would change what I was going to tell you. You recognize that name. The Ristol... You recognize Ristol's name. With a religion check of 7, you're basically limited to the information I've already given you, which is that Ristol is one of the gods of the drought goddesses.
Fuck. Yes, I'm looking at this list. Sorry. It was spelled slightly differently, so I wasn't sure, but
I mean, I copied the spelling off of the list. If I did it wrong, then that's on me.
No, it's fine. It was there's no S in there.
Oh.
But that's all good. That's
There's
so
a
yeah,
Z.
once you mention name, eyes narrow.
What?
Yee. I'm going to insight check. So there's a long period of silence. I'm going to insight check Alistar, and it's perhaps an. I'm trying to insight check to determine if, based on what I know of him, there would be any way that he could have known this other than a deity popping into his head. Like, if
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I'm going to make it a slightly unconventional roll. Alistar, I want you to oppose this with an intelligence religion check.
Okay.
12.
Oh, now I roll high.
19. So, I mean, you're not hiding things from each other exactly. He is a bard. Bards tend to accumulate odd information and bits and pieces of various lore that may not be native to their homeland. But it's weird that he knows this, and it's weird that he's just randomly decided to dream about it.
I'm assuming that that particular deity, based on their pantheon, is perhaps not the most well-known of the deities to the outside world.
That would be safe to say, yes.
Where have you heard that name before?
I was just explaining to you in my
You
dream.
have never heard that name before then.
Have I ever heard that name before then? Probably not.
Nope, this is the only time you've ever heard.
What do you
No.
know?
Maybe you
of?
knew some girl with that name at one point, but it's not like a name you're familiar with.
Yeah, I might have dated one or two, maybe.
No, he
It
did
wasn't.
not.
It was never serious.
You need not.
I mean, it's never serious.
What do
but that's...
you know of that beach?
Wait, huh? What? Who?
What do you know of her?
Giant woman. Like, did the whole.
Alistar, you would
Gorgeous
remember
beyond-
purple hair,
Yeah.
elven, blue skin.
Purple hair and blue skin. Beautiful beyond compare, and I'm comparing to me, and that's you know, like you know,
Just stop
you
talking.
you understand.
Do not trust that one. Even among my people, that is not one to be trusted.
Why?
Just remember that.
I would like to know why. She seemed nice. I liked her.
You definitely already trusted her, Alistar.
Yeah. I definitely already trusted her. She gave me the music thing. Yeah.
Do you always trust people who are nice?
Well,
oh my
given
god. Go into a long stream of loud, probably audible multiple ways down the cavern, undercommon cursing.
Risa will helpfully lean over and translate for the rest of you.
I didn't know that was possible with a spider.
Just like disparaging of our bard's intelligence.
The brain of a spider-legged vagina, and
Right.
Hey.
that one basically just means doofus, and
Ugh.
Do spiders have them? No reason.
I
No reason.
Is this the player or the character asking?
I'm pretty sure it's the character.
It's the character. Of course, it's the character.
Okay.
As the biologist among us is like, ooh, I can answer things. No, Jack, we don't need answers on that.
Alystra looks like she's about to, like, do the claw spells and rip Alistair's face off for a moment.
Not the face.
At this point, even if you were tuning out this conversation, you have paid attention to it now. Because it is...
Alright, am I gonna have to separate you two and make you walk at opposite ends of the caravan again?
No, please don't do that. It would be terrible. I would hate that.
I will be okay. Seriously, do not trust that beach.
Who is she? I liked her. She was cute. Oh, cute is really the wrong word. She was transcendental, but I can't... Did I just say that? I think I just said that. What does it mean?
It means that you were probably very, very, very drunk.
I wasn't drunk. I nearly died.
Those two are not mutually exclusive.
You guys haven't had any alcohol.
Yeah, I don't think they let us bring any. I tried. And then I tried again.
There is always the possibility that he found a mushroom down here and ate it.
Oh, is that a thing? Excuse me.
I don't believe this is the case, though.
He rolls a natural
Yeah, you find a few
survival
mushrooms
check.
growing on the side of the
Sweet.
cave wall.
Amazing. Like these?
It looks
I'm gonna eat
great.
these.
I want a nature roll to see if those are hallucinogenic or just poisonous.
Nature.
Please let him
With
eat
advantage because
Oh,
you're
good.
a druid in your natural habitat.
19.
23 with a
A
crit.
natural 20. They're probably not going to kill him, but they might have some interesting side effects. Hallucinogenic isn't the first word you'd use. Definitely not meant for humanoid consumption, but not deadly.
Ragnar will just give him a look, like, eyebrows up.
Elistra says nothing to prevent him from eating them. Because he
Alistair, are
has
you
to
actually
learn...
going to eat the random mushrooms you found on the cave wall?
I'm sorry, is this a question? Have I not been playing this character right?
I have to confirm as the GM, otherwise I get in trouble for fucking over the players.
I am
Make
eating
me a
these mushrooms.
Constitution save with disadvantage because you're not being careful about this.
Sweet. However, what I am gonna do is give myself bardic inspiration.
That's probably a good idea.
Because I figure this is a great way of just chilling out and you know, seeing some cool stuff. So I'm setting the mood with some music.
Okay.
Okay, Constitution save. Disadvantage. An 8. Rolling my d8.
Yep.
That is an 11.
With an 11, Alistar sort of stops for a second as he gulps things down, but does not necessarily fall over instantly. Instead, Alistar, your mind is expanding, and holy shit, you can remember everything perfectly. Everything you have ever experienced since you were born is laid out in front of you, and it is going by so fast. And there's so much that has happened in your life. And, oh yeah, you had that conversation a few days ago with a person, and you remember it. And Also,
Ship! It's a ship! Sorry, you were saying.
you feel like you are shaking. Every bit of your body is quaking with this knowledge. Mechanically speaking, you have disadvantage on all dexterity or strength-based checks and attack rolls, and you have advantage on all intelligence saves until you take a short rest and wear this off.
Oh,
And yes, you also have perfect recollection of everything you have ever experienced. Because drow grow fucked up mushrooms.
That number is not.
That
as
is
high
very
as I thought
true.
it was. I thought it would be higher.
That brings up a very good point.
And
Does
with
that
your
include
nature,
things? Does that include things that he has forgotten?
yes. And with your both of your nature rolls, once he has eaten them, you can identify the specific effects.
Cool.
I can see through time.
He doesn't currently have any memories at the library. I want to note. If one is
So yeah, those things that are gone are not restored by this. Okay.
Everybody
Well,
can
already
see
gave
through
his
time,
book back before you guys
Alistar.
went into the Underdark,
That's what we
so
call remembering.
not able to experiment on that.
I know
brought back
I
my
know
dad.
it's a new circumstance for you and not something you're at all accustomed to.
No, but I can remember everything.
I am not on watch with him tonight.
Everything. It's like
In
the end
fact,
of the
Toei's on
world.
watch with him tonight.
It's like the end of the world as we know it. But I feel
Skal will raise her
fine.
hand.
So I pull these two aside. While Alistar provides the entertainment for everybody else.
Just stumbling around.
Also, everyone in the caravan finds this hilarious.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Hmm.
I have, how do you say, a reason to believe that the useless half-elf has had an encounter with, well, perhaps not the most trustworthy of my people's gods.
At 8?
Okay.
That description of that ridiculous over-the-top dream that he had. That is the goddess of secrets and whispers. And if you imagine how secretive and whispery my people are, that says a lot.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Gods would not do this without some kind of purpose, and I do not trust this one's purpose. And let's be honest, that he's the most easily manipulable one here.
That is very true.
I'm just saying, let's keep an eye out.
Don't worry. I'll cut off his head while he's asleep.
Very well. If whether it's a joke or not, she doesn't seem to know or care.
It's obviously a joke.
Alistair, you're starting to get to the part where people have said mean things about you in the past.
What?
Oh dear.
Why would they? But I only wanted to be nice. Oh. Just want people to like me.
Oh, Alistair's on the sad part of his trip.
I was told we cruise the seas for seraphic gold. We'd fire no bows, shed no tears.
Really? Yeah, you didn't just trot out to "Hello, Darkness, my old friend"?
we're on We're on a pirate ship. I've been storing up pirate songs.
We are literally in the Underdark.
Yeah, but we've been on a ship for. I'm going through.
Oh, okay, yeah, you haven't gotten
through
to
the
that point in the
memories.
chronology yet. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I haven't gotten to the part where we're going underground yet. Wait for that. It's coming.
Okay, the other conversation is also happening. I just wanted to see that.
Yeah, that's fair. No, so just keep an eye on him and
I will keep
be prepared to kill him if necessary.
I'm sure it won't come to that.
I mean,
Both the other two of you can both make me religion rolls with disadvantage if you would like.
when gods start
Sure, why not?
fucking with you, it is
Holy
time
shit.
to be wary. And Alistar is not the most wary of people. He's a fucking idiot, is what I'm trying to say.
I got a
Okay,
17.
So neither of you
11.
know anything about this particular deity or the Drow pantheon in general. Beyond, Holistra seems to be very familiar with Dotrix, so you can make some assumptions that potentially Dotrix is also a member of that pantheon. Maybe, like that would just be my friend who knows about these things knows about this person. Maybe that's related. Both of you could make. Ragnar, with the 17, you are nominally familiar with the... You did not pay any attention to what Alistar was saying, so this makes it a little harder. But you are nominally familiar with, let's put it this way, the experiences of religiously oriented folk
Yeah.
in the acquisition of magic and the imparting of the possibility of magic.
Oh
Sure.
my god. I don't think Anders liked me.
Oh. Oh, that hurts my heart. Like me as a player, that hurts my heart.
But I thought he was my best friend. Oh well, fuck him. I'm glad he's dead, little prick.
I really just need a side panel of this entire storyline that is Anders' commentary from Beyond the Grave.
Reality, thou art a cruel and heartless bitch.
Yeah. But yeah. Ragnar, you know that it's not uncommon for someone coming into those kinds of powers or graced with the potential for those kinds of powers to have visions embodying the deific sources their power may come from.
Mm-hmm.
In your particular instance, you have had very abstract in your case, but dreams of the ocean that sort of came in the context of gaining your abilities, being a paladin person, magic.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't necessarily that. It could be that. It could just be... The gods are very close, and their visages often reflect in the mortal mind.
Cool.
And Alistar is sort of staring at everything shocked and awed.
We're just gonna let him spool out on that one for a while by himself without too much exterior contribution.
Okay.
Oh man.
So, unless there's anything else you guys want to do before you break for the night,
Nope.
Risa will let you guys know at some point. We should be arriving sometime tomorrow morning. So,
Oh,
Scott
very
will-
good.
Scott will ask about the diary that she gave Risa.
Risa will. Oh yeah. Hand it back to you. It has been translated, but there's a lot of it, so
Yeah, no worries.
you will need to be on rest to read it.
Oh yeah, no worries. And Scott will hand over the 20 gold as promised.
So we'll take it.
It's at this point
And-
that it zooms in on Alistar and there's like the show splashed out for some coverage, and we're going for that West Wing style because Brothers in Arms starts playing in a sort of ironic fashion,
Yep.
and Alistar is miserable.
Aww. Poor Alistar. So yeah, tomorrow morning, wonderful. I'm
Now
so
I know.
excited.
Now I know why all the bards were on the run.
Oh God. But now the question is, will he remember any of this when he wakes up?
We'll
Give it,
see.
like,
We haven't
20
gotten there
minutes.
yet. He's
We'll find out.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Yep.
so, with Alistar kind of in this state for the rest of the day, you guys eventually stop for rest.
Mm-hmm.
Again, some sort of established campsite that seems not to be currently occupied. You pull in, food is served. Alistar, you're still kind of riding on this. You remember things. And you know what? You don't think she was actually talking about a band. Like, that was a metaphor. And you kind of recall explanations of what a metaphor is, at least in the context of, like, music saying things to mean other things can also be a word saying things to mean other things.
Keep your spirit levels high, because they were builders. Oh my God!
That
And
is
they were
what
getting
Alistar
drunk.
would take away from it.
The builders were getting drunk, and they wanted to stay happy. That's 3 meanings in one line. Oh wow.
Oh man.
Oh, why I man indeed. That's very funny if anyone knows Dire Straits songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we got you
Yeah,
there. We got you there.
Okay.
Caught it and ignoring. All right.
Just wanted to...
Yeah, I am mostly ignoring this, but I'm letting it happen because it's hilarious.
Yep.
So wait,
So, yeah.
if I don't have to form a band, I mean I still want to form a band, but if I don't have to form a band, then maybe she meant like a group of people. But where would I get a group of people? Oh.
And as Alistar is contemplating that, we're gonna go to break
Oh.
real quick.
Okay.
Break time. We'll see you guys back here in a bit.
Damn it, Jeremy.
Yeah.
You are all Liam and I hate you. Anyway, so Alistar has just come to the revel.
Yep.
Notice the thing that where would I get a group of people as the rest of the group is presumably sitting around eating food?
Probably fair. And quietly talking about how we should not trust Alistair because the drow goddess of secrets and whispers is whispering to him in his dreams.
Alright, well, if we're gonna get attacked on the way, we're gonna get attacked on the way. Otherwise, we wait till we get to some level of civilization before we start planning our next steps then.
Guys.
What?
What?
Guys.
What?
What?
I understand what a metaphor is.
Ah, well, that only took you about 20 years later than most people.
That's a... Never mind. I don't even want to know.
Guys,
What?
I'm not supposed to form a band.
Oh no?
Well, not to play music anyway.
Ah.
I'm supposed to solidify a group of adventurers to complete my destiny. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah? Okay, great. Excellent.
Are we ready for watch?
Yes.
But we're gonna
Yes,
save the
we
world.
understand. We are your band of adventurers.
But we're gonna save the world, guys.
We've been on a quest to do that for a while now.
But think about... Oh. Since when?
Alistair
Unreal
genuinely
Force.
wasn't there for that one.
Don't worry about it. It'll all work out.
I feel like someone should explain this to me.
Okay. So
I love that Illustra's the one that's gonna try.
Do you
I've
remember?
I've managed to convert another D&D game into people explain things to my characters.
Yes.
Another one down.
I think it started here.
Do you remember? The whole thing of
Yes.
let me help me out here.
I don't know what you're going to say, but yes.
Do you remember the whole thing about
Is this Alistair having trouble or?
yeah, she's trying to figure out how to like
Okay.
say it in a way that's going to be productive and not insulting, and she is trying to be good. Okay, so there was a. Do you remember when we first met? Oh my
Yes.
God! I just Michael Jackson lyric.
Happens to
Halistra,
everybody.
Are you okay?
So, do you remember what I told you about what I had seen?
Yes. This is where the player and the character remember different things.
Okay.
Yes.
About the world being broken open and Now we are on the process of trying to find these these ASMR, right?
Not specifically.
Well, these
Half
people who
god
are-
thing.
yeah, half god things. Yes, I was trying to find the correct term, and somehow the most obvious term was not coming to my head.
Demigod?
Demigod, yes, demigod. That is a
Yes.
good word, and that they might be related to these.
Huh.
Do you understand now why we are saying we have been trying to do these for a while?
But did we didn't know.
I look at the other two with a help expression. Before
Scott is looking
Alex
through the
starts
diary.
yelling.
I think what Alistair's trying to say is, given what we've discovered so far, there are some half-ascended, not quite god, not quite mortal things, the existence of which threatens to destabilize the physics of the world we live in, and could, if left unchecked, result in the entire wholesale destruction of the material plane, which would leave us nowhere to live. And since we don't want that to happen, we need to go stop them.
Ah, yes, very, very well, eloquently put. Good point. I have one very small question. Just like, is that okay? Is there can I ask just a
Proceed.
really? When the fuck were you gonna tell me about this?
We have told you this repeatedly, but you are categorically incapable of paying attention to anything
you
except
haven't,
your own
because I
fucking
remember
dick
right now.
for 30 seconds.
I would remember right now, and I don't. So you haven't told me.
Actually, I think that's actually accurate. I think we haven't told him.
I have said, Ragnar has said it repeatedly with him in earshot when the entire group was supposed to be conferencing together. So if Alistar doesn't know about it, it's not anybody's fault but his own.
In fact, I wasn't even there for that.
So, just as a GM clarification, there was additional information you guys got quite recently.
Yes.
When you were,
and
which
Alistar was not
did
there for
not
that.
receive.
Mhm. Yes.
Ragnar several times told the party, I don't know how many of those times Halistra was there, but told the party as a whole, or told Scott or Einar that he has interest in these half-ascended gods and that he wants to check that out.
Oh yeah, I remember that, but that was like, I want to look into this kind of thing rather than end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were definitely present. I don't. Again, this is probably Alistar not paying attention because Alistar,
Yes.
but was definitely present when Halistra talked about the vision that she has had of the world being broken open, because that was the first.
And only recently did you guys get confirmation that those two things were the same thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So when we spoke to our contacts in the Deeplands Embassy up above, they were able to inform us of the rough location of two of these half-ascended, one of which is down here in the Underdark.
Oh, that's why we're here.
Apparently attempting to destabilize part of the Drow society. The other The other is back in the Seraphic Confederacy somewhere, underneath one of the major cities, possibly the capital there. Still have to rummage through some of the intelligence we've received in order to confirm that. And that will probably be our second objective, assuming we survive our encounter down here.
So we've got to save the world from demigods.
More or less, yes.
And that's why I need all of you as, like, backup singers. Yeah? Well, I'm going with a metaphor here. Yeah, metaphors. I like them. They're cool. They're in, I think. Yeah, no, I think they're in right now.
You hear
So-
Scott like flipping the pages of the diary much louder than she needs to.
If we're going for a metaphor, and you're obviously more
Callistra-
familiar with the musical scene than most of the other individuals here, you're something of a lead vocalist. I'm
Yes.
probably the band
Bass
manager.
Oh,
Callistra doesn't attack with them, but the casts primal savagery, so her fingers extend to claws, and then
Oh,
retract
that's-
after.
Halistra's kind of our agent,
Halistra, that's so
I
metal.
would say.
I don't know what that means, but it is that.
And Ska
How long can
is
those
Ska
go?
is your
Whoa, 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 whoa,
bodyguard.
hang on. How long can those nails go? Like 8, 9 inches?
Alistar, in this moment of things, you realize there are multiple things being said to you at once, and you were remembering both of them.
Oh my god.
And you're kind of still very jittery.
I think I need a drink.
I mean, that all depends on whether you want to go into a downward spiral or not, because I will do that.
Scott is the what now?
Oh yeah, what's Scar?
Ska
Like,
is the
no.
person that you're gonna rely on to not get your face beat in,
Scar's the drummer.
if you like.
I do know how to drum.
Look at the size of
Guy-
her arms.
Scott is an elf. We are not. There is. Your metaphor is stupid and dumb.
Yeah, but she's like sinewy. Look. She's like, like she's got the. She could probably like play a drum for a long time.
Well, if Ska is a member of the band, and considering her proclivity for linguistics and the like, I suggest we call this They Might Be Giants.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh, trust me, guys, that one's been getting set up for a damn long time.
Oh dear God, I have died. You have killed me. I have died.
Our DM has walked away.
Oh, jeez.
I'm here. I'm just off camera making a point.
God. Jack, I don't even have to wait until the end of this session. That is my favorite moment.
No. I've been workshopping this for a while. I reckon we could go with something like Arrowsmith.
There's no ranger here.
No, but I got a bow. It's fine. All right. I still need to get one. Damn, I can't.
Are we going to cut this scene off, or
Yes,
is
yes,
there
we
more
are.
to the plot that we're going to? Okay.
This metaphor is stupid and pointless. We are not parts of a band. We are people who are trying to stop the end of the world. This is trite
Adamantine
and pointless, and shut up.
dirigible.
I like to imagine it's that thing that you get with a lot of cartoons where it goes into a circle and it's just focusing on Halistra telling everyone to shut up, and then there's suddenly another circle for Alistar.
Adamantine dirigible.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Hey, it could be worse. It could have been Daft Monk.
Daft Monk.
Moving on.
We lost that player, so I can't make that joke. But I'd got it in there, so it's fine.
No, because what we wanted was for him to start committing a bunch of crimes, and then he'd be the felonious monk.
Moving.
If one of us gets bitten like an infected with vampirism, then we can be Dampier Weekend.
Okay. So as the potential
sex
of
crossbows.
rocks falling on your head becomes ever greater, we will transition off of this goddamn scene to watch.
All right.
Watch.
Scott will again volunteer for first watch.
Second.
Third.
Did droids get the is there a spell to do with sandstorm?
I think eventually at some point.
Yeah, I think
I don't
that
have
the
it.
8th level spell that can be
So,
whatever element
What you're
you
saying
want.
is
can
I could have a
withstand.
sandstorm by Druid Day.
Now
Okay.
you. No.
Not
No.
anymore, you
grounded.
can't.
You're
Just wanted to
grounded.
make that-
Go away.
Okay.
You're grounded.
Okay.
You might have, but not anymore.
Guys,
At
Imagine
this
Dragon.
time,
seriously.
thank you. At this time, we are starting watches. So, Ska and Alistar, you are on first watch.
10 on perception.
Okay.
Am I rolling something?
Are you? Perception, if you are paying enough attention to do that.
Yeah, I mean I am right now, so let's do
Okay.
that.
Yep.
It's 12.
Okay. Your watch passes uneventfully. This part of the cave seems a lot more alive than the other parts, but like not in a way that's currently attacking either of you, so it's probably just that you're getting closer to actual civilization given you'll be there tomorrow.
Cool.
Okay. So, first watch passes mostly uneventfully. Alistar, as your watch comes to an end, I'm going to consider that essentially the equivalent of a short rest, but you were doing watch stuff. And I want you to make me a Constitution saving throw again with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage, con. I'm not going to boost myself this time, but I do regain my bardic inspiration. It's a 6.
Yeah. With the 6, you sort of... You are dizzy as, like, watch is coming to an end. You can see Ska sort of shifting in and out of focus, and these odd colors there's on the edge of your vision. You're still fidgety, and you can feel the drug's effects starting to fade from your mind. And you know you don't have very much time to try and remember any of these memories. Are there any particular insights or memories that Alistar is trying to take back with him?
Well, back to how he is normally.
Yes, as the drug wears off. You can choose 2 with a 6.
I'm gonna go with the important one. So he's gonna remember the band thing.
The existence of metaphors?
Yes, not
Okay.
the existence, well, not specifically that the metaphor was trying to get across to him that he has to save the world.
Right.
Okay.
And he's actually also going to remember all the discussion about the saving the world stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably
All right.
because that would stick with him.
Those 2 are reasonably internalized. They're harder to access now, but like certain things, like you still know how, no matter how spacey Alistar is, he still knows how to play his instrument, stuff like that.
Yes.
He knows how his inspiration works. It sort of falls into that category now a little more. Like those particular conversations are memorable, if imperfectly remembered, as all of Alistar's memories are.
Cool.
And Ska, you see Alistar just sort of sitting up, paying attention, a little bit twitching, and then collapsed. Just like flopped over.
Does it look like he passed out or fell asleep?
How do you tell the difference?
Make me a medicine roll and roll well.
An 8.
It looks like he was aware and conscious 1 second and not the next.
Is he at least breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing.
Okay. Then she'll just kind of make sure he's comfortable and leave him and go back to watch.
All right. You finish up your watch. Nothing happens. Second watch, Halistra.
Yep.
Make me perception.
All right. And for the record, although not the Halistra goes Panther for her.
Okay.
Well, I should say, for 2 hours of her watch.
Sure.
I think number of hours equal to half your level. Run it down, so that would be 2 hours of the 4.
Sky will have pointed out and told Halistra what happened with Alistar before
that he's
she left
concerning.
watch.
So I will keep a bit of an eye on him.
Okay.
First 2 hours or
18.
last 2 hours?
First 2 hours.
Okay.
So I got an 18.
Okay. Yeah, with an 18, you keep watch in Panther form and then in your humanoid form.
Yep.
Nothing seems to happen, and we transition over to third watch, unless Ragnar had something else to...
Not unless he had gotten woken up by a panther.
Oh. No. There is no panther waking you up, just, I believe we established resting bitch-faced drow.
Yep.
The RBFD.
Yeah. He will. She will wake Ragnar up. Say, oh, by the way, apparently the half elf just randomly passed out. I don't know whether that he's the drug or if he is in conversation with the bitch again.
Well, I'll keep an eye on him.
Yes.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was simply an adverse reaction to eating some random fungus off of a strange cave wall.
It would make sense.
Sometimes I forget that you and I are the only two that were probably ever accustomed to living underground. And
Yeah.
it's even been a while for me.
It has been not that long, but a little while for me. It is, as much as I hate my people, it is. I must admit, it is not nice. It is nice to not have to deal with that accursed fireball. But yes.
I see where you're coming from. Alright, well, get some rest then. I'll take over from here best I can.
Very good.
Holy
Third watch.
shit, I actually rolled a decent perception for once.
Ragnar, you pace around. Alistar seems sleeping at this point.
Are his eyes open?
No.
Okay.
And
Right, yep, no, Ragnar will just keep making the rounds. Keep the fire stoked. Watch for intruders. Plan world domination. You know, normal stuff.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Yep. Plan to take over the
Take over
world.
the world. Where would we get a chicken on such short notice?
who is Pinky in this I know who the brain is, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that has to be Alistar.
No,
I
I
feel
think
like Alistar is very cautious not to do whatever Ragnar tells him at this point, so...
Thanks, so, Brain, but me and Pippi Longstocking, what would the children look like?
I think so, Wayne. But this time, you wear the leotard. Noff!
Best show ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very good.
No.
And third watch ends. Yep.
Yay!
And you all...
We wake up and
Arrive
we're
back.
dead.
I'm not sure how that works, but no.
We wake up
and
as
all the
ghosts.
rocks have fallen.
That would be an interesting swerve to give a campaign at some point, but not this morning. You wake up, you pack up, and prepare for the last few hours that you are heading with these people. If you have anything you want to do with people on the caravan, or Risa, or questions to ask each other before you arrive in Drow civilization.
So, Alistair, what can we expect when we get to this next town?
I mean, which town specifically were we headed to? I can't remember. Was it the capital or was it like?
No, essentially it's just a border town. It's like,
Okay.
it is where you stop having just the tunnels and start having proper like towns and civilization. So it's probably small, probably somewhat farming, even though it's not a Devar town.
Okay.
Oh.
It is. It is likely we may see members of my family there.
Or draft. Fuck.
We are not going to have to. I would guess that we will probably not have to worry too much about the primary the triumvirate, or the forces of them. They're the leaders of my people. This is a border town, so I mean, it's still going to be the worst place ever. Especially because my family will probably be there. And I will be avoiding them like the plague. This is not something necessarily where this gives us an in.
So you're saying no baby pictures?
Sorry, what?
Yes. No portraits, no. I mean, it is a farming community. It's like any farming community you can imagine. The livestock being raised, slaves being beaten, the usual.
Okay, but will we find anyone there to help us? Like, is there anyone that will like take pity on our sort of motley crusade?
Pity? Let me tell you something about the drow. We do not feel pity.
Oh.
That feeling that you call pity, we call disdain and contempt. Oh. Will there possibly be somebody that we can talk to about such things? Yes. There will be somebody that we will be making a deal with, more than likely, though.
Alright then.
Yes.
Hmm.
We will probably not want to split up because. So you remember in the embassy city
When that shitebag tried to run off with me.
Yes.
Excuse me?
That was the drow acting in a capacity when they were in a city that had explicitly outlawed slavery.
Alright, so keep a clear eye out, don't get snatched.
Yes.
Fair enough then. We're gonna have to be looking for some resupply as well.
I'm sorry,
alright.
what?
So, if we were going to a surface farming town, once we arrived, first thing I would generally do is look around, see if there's any rumours of caves, ruins, that sort of thing, where you might be able to find some abandoned or lost or hidden facilities wherein someone may have, say, set up a small installation or something. Basically, you go treasure hunting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you get down here as well?
I mean, so based off of what we know, we know that this person is actively working against the authority of the Platinum Kingdom, so they're certainly not going to be public about what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not looking for necessarily going toe-to-toe with the demigod straight off. I'm talking more along the lines of general salvage in order to fund any supply or hirelings that we might need to. The purse strings are getting a little slack here, and it might be time to refill those before we get started.
Yeah.
This far out, there may be things the locals don't want to deal with that they wouldn't mind sharing with people. Especially because if you're dead, then they can use the bodies. It's not like you're likely to complain. You're random outsiders.
We will have to speak to the proper people and find out if there's any potential work. We will likely get paid next to nothing because of, well, I don't mean to sound offensive, but you all.
Oh, no, that's understandable, and honestly, I'll be looking a little less into what the hourly rate is and more... Oh, yeah, there's a colony of Durgar a little far out. Splendid. We'll go murder them and steal their stuff.
Fighting... as someone who lives in the Underdark, fighting Duragar is hard because you usually drown and they have submarines. But the point stands.
We need an apparatus of Quellish. We need to find out if Halistra and Alistar are drift compatible.
Wow.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Does that mean that Ragnar gets to be Stacker Pentecost?
That would be the worst Pacific Rim movie of all time.
We are canceling the apocalypse.
There is, I mean, if we were... it depends on how much we are willing to piece off the people here. We could always just steal from them. I have no qualms with that.
No, I understand that you wouldn't necessarily be making any ethical, principled decisions against that sort of thing. Thinking more on the lines of practicality, however. Even if there's like, I don't know.
That is a concern. I'm not uncognizant of that.
Alright, so we'll ask around once we get into town and see if we can't find something that'll fill up the coffers a bit.
Perfect.
Scar.
Yes.
What did any of that just mean?
Scott will literally just put her hand over her face. It means you need to pay closer attention.
Oh.
I was trying. I need some more of those mushrooms.
and our bard becomes an addict.
And Scott will just walk away.
Oh well.
She's just not having it today.
Okay. So, you arrive with the caravan. You've probably been going for 3 or 4 hours at this point, but not as long a day as you guys have been pulling up until this point. It's been a pretty tough travel, just in general. But you have arrived in at the outskirts of the city. Actually, before you quite are in range of the outskirts of the skitty, Risa will sort of look over and she'll probably just speak common. Actually, I believe you guys earlier established that you all knew Elven.
I should think so.
Yeah.
Because 3 of us are Elven, and I speak it.
Yeah. No, I was just saying I believe you specifically called that out to her lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes, but she should know that the fact that that Scott asked for a book in Elven to be translated into Giant.
Yeah.
That there may be an issue.
She'll still go with Elven. And she'll just sort of lean out the side of the from the side of where she's up with in the top front of the carriage thing. And she'll don't be too alarmed. They should let you in. And I should probably note for you that it's just for my personal convenience and we're not breaking that particular promise right now. And she'll sort of pull out of...
That was Telistra understanding exactly what's being said, being annoyed, but accepting it at this moment.
And she'll pull out of her bag some sort of small silver bracelet cuffs and wrap them around her wrists, clicking them on. They're more aesthetic than actually functional, but what they're supposed to read as is clear. And she'll just go back to being the most hyper and optimistic person in this thing, and Alistar is here, so...
That's saying something.
Yeah.
And how much of that did I actually understand?
That's up to you.
Huh? What's that? I was lost in her eyes.
Ragnar's just doing his guard thing and carrying along.
Risa will give you a little wave, Alistar.
Oh. He's got a big grin on his face.
Yep. As they arrive, as the caravan arrives at the city's gates, and it is gated, there are essentially a wooden fence about twice as tall as any of you, with sort of the ends of these wooden logs in spikes. Risa will go out, meet someone in front of the gate. You're a little too far away to make it out, and Holistra, you can recognize it's something in Undercommon, but just that they're talking about just asking where she came from, something like that.
Right.
And you were all allowed into the city.
I hope if this changes what happens enough that it would require rewind, don't worry about it.
No,
but ideally,
I didn't ask
she
first.
she is going to shift into Panther form, because then it's harder for her family to recognize her.
That's fine.
Go get him, Minxie.
I believe you still understand all the languages you speak.
Yes.
So, unless you're specifically trying to listen into the details of this conversation, that's going to be the same.
No, I'm actually. Oh, you know what? Actually, yes, I will try to listen in.
Make me perception. I don't know if you have advantage for hearing.
No, not in Panther form.
Perception.
20.
Nice.
It's pretty benign. It's basically that they're coming from the capital, that her master has a deal with the guards to let them in. They don't seem to push it very much, just basically like it seems very inventory oriented, knowing where a caravan is coming from, how long they plan on staying,
Right.
that sort of thing. Number of passengers. She doesn't list the number of passengers as though you are an animal. Instead, lists you as one of the people being let in, but no
That's
one
fine.
further questions you for that.
Scott will probably be absent-mindedly petting panther version of Hallistra.
She
Alyssa,
is
there's the
definitely. It's not hard to tell. She is particularly tense at the moment.
okay. Sorry,
Her tail
I
is
totally
like this
forgot
big.
to ask before I started that scene.
No,
what
that's
people
fine.
were doing. And you are allowed into the city. Most of the drow who are guarding the gate give you suspicious glances. You're clearly unwelcome, but no one stops you or accosts you as you enter. The entrance leads out into a marketplace. You can see various signs. Hallistra, you can read them. No one else can. In Undercommon, advertising an apothecary, advertising a brewery, advertising an inn, and tavern, and a larger sort of main building that advertises as a market of trade.
Okay.
Out from these 5 central buildings, most of the rest of the town is pretty simple huts and houses for the various people who live here, and you can see off to fields, some of which are behind a much shorter fence that isn't directly on the cave that leads to the main road. You can see people out working on the fields, and that is the only place you currently see very many people. You see one or two around the shops going in or out, but that it doesn't seem like it is exactly bustling. Certainly not compared to the absurd density of the Deeplands Embassy.
Right.
Hallistra, you can see. You also are familiar with the mark of the Drath family, which is a few places throughout the town, but it only on businesses that might have some connection.
Okay.
The town gate itself, you can tell once you're inside because it's not on the outside of the town for some reason. And most of the sort of and the guards' uniforms are marked with the family mles, which are the ones that tend towards the celestial and divine aspect of things.
Okay.
Risa will lean over, probably just to Ragnar at this point, and say, "You can come by and receive the other part of your pay and she'll basically point to one of the small houses off in the residential point later today."
Understood, Miss Risa. And if you need anything further, please don't hesitate to contact us again.
Of course. And she'll skip on off.
Once this group is left, we are drowless, she'll go back into normal form.
I mean, you're not drowless because you just became a drow, but yes, that happened.
You know what yeah.
I know what you mean, I just couldn't resist.
So that we are not drowless.
No.
because that's when somebody's like, "Ooh, I'll take those."
Yeah. Let's not have that happen. Again.
Alright, well, Halister, I'm sorry to say that unfortunately I think you're going to still be our point man.
Unfortunately, yes, that is fine. Well, it is terrible, but I will do it.
Do we have any idea where we're going, what we're doing?
Well, we've arrived in town. Later today, we'll head over to the building there and receive the rest of what was promised to us. In the meantime, I suppose our time is our own. We can start looking for lodging, rumors, any sort of leads that we might be able to track down.
I point lodging.
Possibly rumors as well.
Although there is always the possibility that they will not.
Which is why
And if
we're
that is
putting
the
you
case-
out in front.
And if that is the case, then that is fine. I'm sure there are many abandoned buildings that we can sleep in.
As long as we stay together.
Yes. Yes, that is good. Staying together is desired.
As you head to the inn, you open the door. You find a room that is not brightly lit by the standards of upstairs, but lit nonetheless. As you open the door, you are greeted by a small orbs of small orbish entities, seemingly floating globes with some kind of phosphorescent fur that bob with little trays on their heads. One of them holds out what looks to be a guest book registry and way of acquiring rooms. The price for rooms is 2 silver per night at this particular establishment. More with additional charges if you want food or horse stabling of 1 silver per amenity.
And you're saying it's staffed by apparently flying glowy tribbles?
Larger than tribbles. They're more basketball sized, but
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
That is both adorable and terrifying.
You got
Kind of
anyone
like
who would
tribbles.
likes can make me a nature roll.
Sure.
I feel like
17.
11.
you-
Not rolling all that well today.
Hold on a second. Although I guess I shouldn't have. I didn't need to worry about that because for nature, still the same on this one. Yeah. Oh well. Damn it. Roll 20. 13. I'm pretty sure I know what these are, but
Yeah. Halist. I would be shocked. Halistra, you recognize these as Karibos, a type of minor celestial. Ragnar, you also recognize them. You know a little more. Karibos are essentially celestials. On occasion, Fae. You're not sure how that happens, but mostly celestial entities. They're not sentient or aware, but they're capable of performing minor tasks, and are usually... They're not exactly collectors. They're kind of collector's items in the way parrots are collector's items.
Okay.
Like, once one is done with a divinely appointed or presumably divinely appointed task, it'll often stick around, in which case they're often sold as, aren't these things weird?
Gotcha.
They can usually be taught to perform simple functions, even understand some basic phrases.
also you want to
As
make
well
sure
as
to
a stupid dog can.
You want to make sure to always set them, not normal summon them, because that way they don't know that it's coming when the opponent doesn't know that it's coming when they attack.
They also have some sort of protective quality to them.
Do I know
You're not exactly
whether or
sure
not I
what
can
it is.
touch them?
Scott, you're not sure exactly what they are, but you know that they're probably pretty safe. You've got a decent sense of what's a dangerous entity. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They're little floating phosphorescent fuzzballs. Yep.
Well,
So,
Ragnar will get a room for the night.
Okay. You guys all getting rooms or just...
Yep.
Okay.
Scott will ask if we are getting separate rooms or if we should stay in one room to be safe.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to be truly safe, then in one room would probably be best. If we want to not kill each other because we've been, then separate rooms might be good.
I understand the not killing each other. I am more worried about others trying to...
As long as we are right next to each other, we hear something. I don't know. What about others? What do you think?
I'm fine with individual rooms.
Alistar?
With trepidation, look over at Alistar.
Alice, hang on. Where are we right now?
In an inn.
Yeah, like in the sort of common room.
Yeah.
Alistar looks around the room.
There are glowing fuzzballs, if you missed that part.
He's looking at the people.
There are none currently. There's clearly tables and places, but...
May as well.
May as well together, separate.
Separate, it's fine.
Very well.
Okay.
That works.
You all order rooms.
Sweet.
The little Kariba with the... The little Kariba with the book. Mark, I'm angry at you over the internet. I'm sure a lot of people are at any given time.
Okay.
Sorry, that one was going to... I'll explain later.
Duly noted.
And at that point, I think we're going to call it to an end. Having acquired rooms and arrived in the Platinum Kingdoms.
All
Kingdom.
right.
Not plural.
Sounds good. Well, we will
Alrighty
be
then.
back next week then. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Oh.